Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, good morning, depending on when you're listening to this recording on shared ownership leases, the very latest developments. For those of you who are not familiar with me, I've been around lecturing for many years, following from a long period in practice where I specialised in shared ownership transactions. So hence my doing this particular session. And as I was saying to Elaine earlier on, I've spent the last couple of days completely rewriting the shared ownership chapter in the Conveyancing Handbook to reflect what I'm going to be talking to you about. So this is very much hot off the press, as it were. So what I'm going to be covering is the just a general overview of shared ownership. I'm assuming that people listening to this are already familiar with the basics of shared ownership, but I'll just do a quick skip through some of the key points. And then we're going to have a look at the very significant changes which have been introduced by the new version of the lease. And that is going to come with some practical issues to be considered, which I will go through as I go through each particular step. So I'm going to look at the background to the new lease and how we ended up getting a new lease, and to look in detail, say, at the provisions, and then to have a look at some issues in relation to enfranchisement arising from a review of the shared ownership regime, and some general practice points, just as a aide memoir, really, of a few points that I think might need to be looked at in practice relating to this new lease.